Mike and Dixie, Dixie and Mike, however you want to say it, there are no two people quite as compatible as those two, and who complement each other anymore.
When I think of Dixie Mike and friendship, they are the embodiment of friendship in the truest sense of the word. Like we said, you don't get one of them. If you're friends with one, you're automatically friends with the other, and they embrace you in all that means, the good, bad, and ugly. I think that any of us that have gone through a difficult time, which we all have, the first people that show up are Mike and Dixie.
Mike is what you call an entrepreneur and a visionary. He's worked in this industry for over 30 years and has grown his business from 30 employees to over 300. It is now called Vital Spaces. Vital Spaces has just gotten a contract to put the data booths at our port here in Savannah where the trucks come in. He works with the government, with the military, and if you ever want to go to Guantanamo Bay, you might could stay in one of his facilities. Now, if you end up in Singapore and you misbehave, you better hope you have Mike on speed dial to get you out of that cell.
When the business started as Steel Cell back in the early 2000s, this was just the beginning stages of this product within the marketplace. It was in its infancy, and times were lean. They had a handful of employees. They were working out of a temporary location. Every job was a challenge to land at that point in time. But Mike really believed in the potential of Steel Cell, what it could become.
When I started working at Steel Cell in 2004, I quickly learned something important about Mike Smith, who I call Mr. Mike. His leadership just isn't about results, it's about people. He doesn't lead from a distance, he's present, he's engaged, and he's invested. What truly sets him apart is how deeply he cares about the frontline employees. He consistently looks out for them, listens to them, and he's the biggest advocate for them.
Mike understands the importance of team over individual accomplishments, and I know his biggest teammate in his professional and public journey has been Dixie. As Mike said himself, his greatest accomplishment is in marrying Dixie Truelove, and I doubt that any of us would question his judgment. Dixie, your community service accomplishments over the years are more than impressive, while managing a family business, and I'm sure along the way managing Mike. Mike and Dixie did not get to where they are on the backs of others. They opened doors when others closed doors. They stepped forward when others took a step back. They led when others followed.
Dixie is a third-generation farmer, and she runs the farm with her brother and her nephews. Dixie got her degree in agriculture and environmental science from UGA. This farm is like many others. It has hay and sunflowers and all those. But the thing that makes it special is this. It is Dixie's cows. Now let me say this. If Dixie really likes you, she's going to name a cow after you. But just beware, because Dixie is very particular. She has really high standards. And if that cow doesn't perform, it's going to end up on a bun at the collegiate.
Their community involvement obviously with Mike being chairman of the board at Bernal, that they're always stepping up rather than stepping back, and it continues.
That's a great way to say it. Absolutely. And you don't get one of them, you get both of them.
That's right. Yeah, and that's a good point. They're a team.
They are.
And that's so refreshing to see a couple work together like they do.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
They both are looking for ways to make their clients and the customers and the folks they work with better people at the end of the process. Even Mike in his business says that he really wants people who are guests in his facilities to become rehabilitated and live better lives after they live, not just serve time while they're there.
Over the last 4.5 years, We've completed 3 successful acquisitions. We've grown our headcount, our employee base, from 90 people to almost 500. We've increased our revenues by over 300%. But most importantly is we've really secured the livelihoods and the futures of our employees by providing a business that is really well positioned for the next 25 years. And to me, that's really what leaving a legacy is all about.
A few years back, when the company experienced downtime, people could have been laid off, they could have missed pay, but instead, Mr. Mike found a way. He offered those who wanted to volunteer the opportunity to work in the community so that they could still receive a 40-hour paycheck while giving back. That decision speaks volumes about who he is, both as a leader and as a person. He often says it's his goal for everyone who wants to retire from Steel Cell to be able to do so. And that's not just something that he says, he lives it, and he always puts people first. The truth is, he doesn't expect praise or recognition. He's quick to redirect it to the people who do the work every day. That humility is a big part of why people respect him and want to follow his lead.
They find joy in doing, and they find multiple ways to do things in the community that makes our lives all better because of their energy and effort and time and dedication.
And just thinking of all the things that the two of them have been involved in their advocacy for women in elected positions, the community, development, new business, Dixie's work with the chamber, they have left a lasting imprint on the future and the leadership of our community.
Mike, Dixie, individually and collectively, you've made a difference. And for that, I know I'm grateful. I know our community is grateful for your presence, and I thank you. Mike and Dixie, job well done.
Dixie Truelove and Mike Smith are laureates in the J.A. Northeast Georgia Business Hall of Fame.